Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Ritu Java, and I'm so happy to be here. Today, we're going to be talking about getting ready for conversational AI and how AI is reshaping product discovery. So before I get started, a little bit about myself. I am the CEO of PPC Ninja. We are an advertising and creative agency in North America. I'm an early adopter and power user of AI. I have 15 plus years in e-commerce. I also run a newsletter called the AI for E-commerce newsletter, and I'm on a mission to replace myself with AI. So today, we're talking about the rise of conversational shopping. And this is all about how AI is rewriting product discovery as we know it. So far, we as shoppers have been used to typing keywords into a search bar. We will say microfiber bath towel. But now, LLMs and conversational AI is making it possible for us to type things like towel that doesn't stink or towel that dries fast, and we can get the same product result. So this is the new AI, and the power behind all this is Alexa on Amazon. We can ask very complex queries of Alexa now. For example, we can say, it's my husband or wife's birthday this weekend, what should I get her? And AI will be able to recommend something based on its understanding of all the different products that have been purchased by that household and be able to give you a good recommendation within your price point. So this is the direction in which we are able to ask complex queries, not simple keywords. So we're really moving fast on this. As of May 2026, Rufus has been replaced by Alexa for shopping within the Amazon website. And you will see many instances where Alexa can be pulled up. For example, the sidebar inside the product detail page, and many places where you can actually interact with Alexa. Previously, Alexa was just on Alexa devices, Echo, and so on, but now Amazon has integrated that with the main shopping site, which is a big move, right? So not only is Amazon's algorithms and AI able to give good recommendations for people looking for products, Alexa is now able to take your inputs as a shopper. So shoppers can actually tell Alexa about themselves so that Alexa gives the right recommendation. For example, you can tell Alexa what your hobbies are, what people are there in your family, whether you have a dog, whether you have a house, you live in an apartment. All those details can be used by Alexa to refine its own recommendations for shoppers. And I think shoppers are finding it easier to rely on AI to give them really good recommendations rather than having to think about the right keywords to find those products that they're looking for. So how many people actually use Alexa, or as previously it was called Rufus? It is still called Rufus in most of the other marketplaces except for US, but for now, Alexa for shopping is the new name. So how many people actually use Rufus and Alexa? In 2025, 250 million shoppers used Alexa and Rufus for shopping. And this was a 210% year-over-year growth. And it's only the beginning, right? More and more adoption is coming. Alexa lives everywhere that shoppers ask questions. In the sidebar, in the search bar, on detail pages, and even when you right-click on any text on the product detail page, you can activate Alexa and ask questions. So this is how it's becoming so integrated with the product detail page experience. So what makes Alexa such a game changer? Well, first of all, Alexa enables smart discovery. It can answer product questions. It can read images. It can read text on images. It can read the text of your PDP. It gives trusted advice and guidance. It tells about reviews and what other customers are saying about your products. It gives you instant action, tells you price history, price comparison with other products, and also will buy for you on a schedule if you ask it to. So these are some of the new capabilities of Alexa that we all are noticing and observing. So in this new world, with Alexa being the driver of product discovery, I would like to talk about the dual discovery model. So what is this? I call it the dual flywheel. This flywheel helps shoppers find products through two routes. One route is the keyword search, which is based on the A9 algorithm. And the new route is through conversational search, which is through Alexa. Both of these routes can lead to product discovery. Both of these routes can lead to sales. One of the routes leads to keyword ranking. The other route leads to semantic relevance. And you need both these flywheels to be operating in parallel. Let me give you some examples of conversational discovery. Let's say a shopper types the word cozy blanket. Alexa can interpret that as soft blanket or plush blanket, and many other semantically similar words. It doesn't have to be that your listing has those words, but Alexa will still know that this is what it means. Here's another example. If someone types best shoes for hiking, Alexa will interpret that as hiking boots. If someone types laptop for writers, Alexa will understand that this writer probably needs something that is lightweight and quiet, laptop that they can use in Starbucks or something and write their novels, right? So it's making inference. Here's another new feature which Alexa will enable, personalization. Let's say a gamer looks for the word headphones, and at the same time, a commuter looks for the same word headphones. Their results will be very different because Alexa understands the shopper, which means that we need to prepare for this new world. So what should we do? Should we abandon keywords and the whole keyword-based philosophy that we had for writing our listings? Or should we put our efforts into changing our PDPs for Alexa? What should we do? Well, we have to do both. We have to still do keyword research. We have to index our keyword terms. We have to do exact matches, SEO, keyword ranking, keyword-rich copy, all of that. But the new things that we all need to start doing is preparing your listing for conversational AI. And what does that mean? It means writing for semantic intent, writing in natural language for a buyer, writing to answer implicit questions, writing to show use cases, variety of use cases that your product can be used in, and show your target audience. Who is this for? Who is the likely audience? These are all the things that you need to build on your PDP so that it is ready for conversational AI. So now I'm going to give you 10 tips for how to optimize your listings for AI-based product discovery. So let's go. Tip number 1 is address negative comments ASAP, as soon as possible. What does this mean? On your product detail pages, when you look at some of the questions that are created by Alexa, click on them and see the result. Are you seeing any negative comments? Are people complaining about your product? Are they giving you ideas of why someone else's product is better than yours? Well, those negative comments you need to address as soon as possible. Here's an example. This is for a pendant, for a jewelry piece, and the question on this page says, how durable is the crystal setting? And the answer is, while the product description doesn't mention anything about durability, customers generally don't think it is durable. Many mention that the stone falls out easily and the chain tarnishes quickly. So this is a negative comment that was picked up by Alexa from buyer comments. So how do you address such a negative comment? Well, you can be proactive about educating your shopper on how to use your product better. A lot of our beauty products and beauty brands, questions that come up like that, oh, this made my skin worse, or it didn't do anything. Most of the time, the problem is that they didn't know how to use the product. And most of our listings fall short on explaining the product well. So see how this example solves this problem. We're creating an image that says, treat your pendant like a treasure. Don't use it when swimming. Don't use it with perfumes. Don't use it with lotions. And then your pendant will be safe. So you treat it like a treasure. So this is the education piece that can help to combat any negative comments that are on your listing that Alexa will be highlighting, right? Tip number 2, turn concerns into call-outs. What does this mean? Buyers are always expressing their concern in the question and answer section, in the review section. They're always saying, oh, I wonder if it does this. Oh, I wonder if it's like this or that. And they're having a conversation right on your page. Pick up that information and turn them into call-outs. Like in this case, the before is just a plain image of the product, whereas after is the product with call-outs. It tells you headband is secure, fabric doesn't have wrinkles, fit is comfortable. So these are the questions that buyers are having. You want to proactively answer those questions. Why? Because Alexa is reading your images. Third example, or third tip is, with your products, you always want to show before, after. I know a lot of speakers have spoken about before, after. This is very important because Alexa picks up images and it knows that this product will turn frizzy hair into shiny, smooth hair. Even without you saying anything, it'll still understand. That's how AI is these days. Tip number 4, always use us versus them comparisons. Now, comparisons are a great model, a great framework for AIs to pick up and assist with the right answer. If you provide us versus them yourself, then it is easier for Alexa to guide shoppers and say, your product is better than the other, right? So you always want to do us versus them comparison. Tip number 5, always show the target user or the target avatar. We audit hundreds of listings, and we always find this problem of not enough human faces. Like, people don't use humans enough in their images. They show the product, then they show the product from here, they show the product from there. But they don't show humans using that product. So always use images of humans in your product images. Number 6, use all image slots. Most categories have up to 9 images, but I'm always surprised by how few listings are full and complete. Most people only use 6 images, and then they waste the other 3. Don't do that. You want to use all the slots because this is valuable real estate where you can put lots of educational information for the shopper as well as for AI so that you can get discovered. Tip number 7, avoid vague marketing language. So instead of saying highly absorbable, you probably want to say something like absorbs 4x better than magnesium oxide. So if you give those details, then AI will pick it up. So don't be vague and say premium product and so on. What is premium? Define it. Say it in detail. Question number 8, answer the question behind the search. If a shopper is asking a question, they usually have another question behind that question. So find that question and answer it proactively. So this is a great example of a visual where you can almost read their mind. You can see how it says, what's the best magnesium for someone who can't sleep and has a sensitive stomach? And then the answer is on your image. It's giving the answer to the question that they want to ask. So these are the sorts of images that are converting really, really well because all the questions are being systematically answered. Tip number 9, create FAQ images. FAQs are great. They're a great framework for AI as well as humans to get answers to the questions that they want to know about your product. So just put them there. Put the question, put the answer, put the question, put the answer. And you can put all of this into FAQ images. You can have one FAQ image, you can have 2, you can have 3. There's 9 spots. You want to fill them up, even if you want to use FAQs at the very end, maybe the last 7, 8, and 9 image. Those can be FAQ images, and it'll work really great in training Alexa. Tip number 10, structure for semantic understanding, not just keyword matching. So here's a bad example of a bullet point and a good example of a bullet point. In the bad example, it is stuffed with keywords. Magnesium, 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 magnesium. It's said it multiple times, right? You don't want to do that. You want to explain in a semantic way that can answer the user's question, and that makes Alexa, as well as humans, very satisfied with your listing and the description. Okay, so we talked about 10 different tips on how to improve your product discoverability through AI. Now let's talk about a practical framework for getting your listings ready for Alexa. Here are the steps. Step number 1, you want to do an Alexa audit today. Like right away, look at your product detail pages and look at all the blue questions that are showing up on your PDP. Get those out, ask the question, get the answer, and then analyze. Look at the analysis of that information. And then you want to respond to all of the objections that are showing up in the questions. Once you have solved the objections, you want to also optimize for SEO. That way you can basically take care of the dual flywheel, the search flywheel and the AI flywheel. And then after a month, you can go back and check again, is it Alexa ready or not? If it is Alexa ready, great, rinse and repeat. Do it all over again. If it's not Alexa ready, even then, rinse and repeat. So what I mean by this is an ongoing sequence that you will have to do over and over again. There's no stopping point. It's a dynamic listing, and you have to treat it like that. Most people create their listing once, and then they never touch it forever, right? That's the problem. So while Alexa is great at organic discovery, Alexa is also helping with sponsored ads now, right? So you can now start to see sponsored ads showing up inside Alexa boxes. As you can see, they're labeled sponsored, so you'll be able to tell what they are. But how do you know if those ads are doing well or not? Well, you can now download reports from Amazon, from the ad console. You can go to Sponsored Product Reports and download the prompts report. And you will get something that looks like this. Okay? It'll have all the prompts where your sponsored ads were showing up, and then you can look at all of the KPIs like impressions, clicks, click-through rates, spend, sales, ACOS, and so on. So you want to do this, download that report and see how many prompts is Amazon automatically showing your sponsored ads for. At the moment, the only action that you can take is to turn these off in case they're the wrong prompts for your ad. That's the only thing you can do right now. There's no change of bids, there's nothing else. You cannot provide your own prompt, but whatever prompts are showing up, you just need to make sure that they are accurate and they correctly reflect your products. So to summarize, conversational shopping is now becoming mainstream. People are finding it easier to ask conversational questions rather than typing keywords, so you need to be prepared for that. 2 discovery engines are now running in parallel, A9 and Alexa. You want to write listings for humans and for Alexa. Alexa readiness is a loop. You want to extract, audit, respond, measure, repeat. And then finally, sponsored products also live inside Alexa for shopping. Pay attention to the spend and to the quality. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.